Most of the 20 plug offsets. Hi, I'm George Crump, lead analyst with Storage Switzerland. Thank you for tuning in today. Today we're going to continue our series of merging the lab and the video studio, and today we're bringing you the Drobo 5D. That is a new product from the guys at Drobo, designed for sort of the prosumer entry-level business market. It has two basic purposes. It can be used as large direct attached storage. We'll show you that set up here. You could also, of course, hook it to a server and use it and share it that way. You can also find on our site the Drobo 5N, which is the same product but with networking built in. And we have a video that walks you through how we got that set up and working. So let's take a look at this product though. The Drobo 5D is a 5-bay storage device. You can see there's 5 hard drives in there. And they install very simply. I'll show you that here in a minute. Then on the back there's a Thunderbolt connection or a USB 3 connection. The cable comes out of the back, connects into the side of the computer, in this case a MacBook, and super easy to do. So let's take a look at the interface. As you can see here, we've got the Drobo dashboard up. Here is the 5D set up and configured. Same dashboard interface that we've showed on the other videos. Let's take a look at this one though. You can see here that we have the 5 3-terabyte drives. In the 5N video that we did, you'll also notice that it recognized that the manufacturer shipped us the wrong drive, so that's kind of interesting to see that happen. But very accurate information here. You can also see that the interface is Thunderbolt, so it knows how it's connected. Also very important is the hot data cache is turned on. So that's the mSATA 64 gig accelerator that plugs into the bottom of the unit. That allows the most active 64 gigs of data, which for most environments is going to be most of your active data, to be being served off of SSD instead of off of the hard drives. So the other thing we can take a look at here is capacity. So you can see that 3 terabytes is installed, and it comes up to 8.11 terabytes of actual usable space. So that's accounting for redundancy and things like that, and we'll talk about how the Drobo Beyond RAID works here in just one second. And then you can see so far we've used 1.5 terabytes of that storage. You can see that we've got this set up all as one volume. You could create multiple volumes if you wanted to. And there's the same tools that you have with the other Drobo products. We can blink the lights, we can rename it, we can format it, or we could, of course, shut it down. And then our settings here, so this is where we gave the device name is. You can also see here, this is something that I always recommend, is we have dual disk redundancy turned on. That's important because that means that your Drobo could survive 2 drive failures and you would still have access, guaranteed access to all of your data. The way the Drobo Beyond RAID technology works is that even if we lost 3 drives, it would try to reassemble much of the data as it could. So it'll kind of rebalance things and do what it can to maintain data access. But with a dual drive redundancy, you're guaranteed that if 2 drives fail, you can still get to your data. I think that for most environments, given how inexpensive capacity is, this is absolutely the right thing to do, and it's a way to be safe in the environment. And then further, there's the disk drive spin down capability. So we have this set for 15 minutes so that if after 15 minutes of non-use, the drives start to spin down. And we have the lights set at an 8. You can dim them depending on the office environment. So the big thing about the Drobo is, at least the 5D, is performance. Something that we don't typically associate with the prosumer Drobos. They're generally capacity devices. But thanks to that 64 gig mSATA card, we see very, very good performance. If you see right here, I've got the Blackmagic Design disk speed test running, and that performance is doing really good. Clearly not as good as the internal SSD within a MacBook Pro or any of the new Macintoshes, but certainly respectable, and we can do any kind of video editing, anything like that right off of this device with no problem at all. So one last thing I wanted to show you was how that dual drive redundancy works and how the system protects itself. This is something unique, I think, in the prosumer market, certainly, and even in the small to medium-sized business market. You don't tend to have this type of quality data protection in a unit this affordably priced. And that becomes important when you're working with files. For example, these videos that we do, especially the ones that we do on location, are nearly impossible to recreate. So spending a little extra time and money to make sure that they don't get erased is very valuable. So let me show you how that works. All we'll do here to simulate a failure is pull out one of the drives. And you can see that this Drobo now started flashing yellow. There's a little yellow icon. And basically what that means is that there's a drive failure, or in our case we ejected a drive. So that means we have a health warning. But you'll notice that data protection is in progress. We can continue accessing data, but don't remove any more hard drives. Very interesting. The Drobo is actually reprotecting itself now based on the available drives that are left. I think this is very realistic for an environment like a professional home office or a small business. It may be a day or two before you get a replacement drive in. You got to call your online supplier, or run to the electronics store, whatever you do to get that, and it could be a little while. You don't want to be unprotected while that's happening. The dual drive redundancy helps with that, and this automatic rebalance helps with that. So all of this is happening while we're talking. Now let's assume we get the drive in, so reinstalling it is just as easy. All you do is put it in the slot, plug it in, and you'll see here in a second or two that the bay that shows up as empty will now be full. And there you can see that the 3 terabyte drive showed back up, and we're in a warning state here. We're going to let this run. Obviously, we're going to take advantage of the fact that we have video here and not make you stare at a screen while the rebuild happens. All right, and we're back. You can see here that the drive is fully rebuilt. We're back into a green status. The lights on the front here are green. It took about 22 minutes to do the rebuild, so pretty quick. And we're back into 100% protection. So that's the beauty of that type of device. So that's a quick review of the Drobo 5D. Look for additional updates throughout the year as we continue to use these various products. Like I said in the prior videos, we have the 5D, the 5N, and Drobo Minis all in our lab and being used by Storage Switzerland. And so far, without exception, we're very impressed with it. I'm George Crump, lead analyst with Storage Switzerland. Thank you for tuning in.